Welcome to the podcast where mental health is at the core of what we focus on. We strive to develop people like you to maximize who you are and what you've been called to do by sharing tools and resources for better brain health. And now here's your host, Juan Garcia.
Welcome back to the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the last episode of the year 2021. Thank you for all that have shown so much support and have subscribed to our YouTube podcast and have also followed us on Spotify and left reviews on the different platforms, just so that you are aware. If you are watching us on YouTube, we are on audio version or format on iTunes. We're also on Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to any type of podcasting, we are there. Mind yours, we're there to support mental health and peak performance. In today's episode, I want to focus on this notion of new year, new me. There's this, false expectation that sometimes we can fall into where because we're changing a date in the calendar that automatically things are going to be different. There's going to be a new version of ourselves, and part of that is good as far as our intentions, but the reality is that it just sets us up for failure. And part of this podcast, I want to encourage you to not just set yourself up to think, well, I want to do this, I want to do that, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. I want to help you be more specific, because the psychology behind this is that if you set goals versus resolutions, you will be more successful. Now, I wrote some notes down, so I want to define what a resolution is, and then I want to define what a goal is so that you're aware as to why it's different and why that's important. So if we look at the word resolution and define it, it's basically a firm decision to do or not to do something. So when people do New Year's resolutions, they're just saying, I want to do this. I want to stop doing this. I want to do that. I want to lose some weight. I want to stop smoking. I want to date again. All of these different things that it's based out of a desire. They want to do these things. And those things are not bad in them of themselves. The issue is there's no real set course as to how you're going to do that. And that's why resolutions, although they're well intended, they don't last, because you're trying to solve something the same way, kind of thing. It's resolution. And psychologically, it just doesn't last. It's not sustainable. Now, a goal is more specific, and here's a definition so that you can kind of work on it. It's the object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or a desired result. So now it goes beyond an actual want or desire or feeling of, I want to do this and I want to stop doing this, to more, this is what I want to do and this is how I'm going to do it. So goals offer you an opportunity to set steps or action steps where this is going to be measurable, so it serves as a metric, and also it'll force you to ask the questions, is it a SMART goal? And the word SMART, as I use in my coaching practice when I coach people, the word SMART is an acronym, and it's strategic, manageable, or measurable. Either one works. Is it attainable? Is it realistic? And is it timely? Or is it time bound? So is it strategic? Is it measurable? Is it attainable? Is it realistic? Or is it time bound? Is it a SMART goal? And if it's not a SMART goal, then it's not really a goal that you have in place that's going to help you, or it's not sustainable. It's not going to give you the results that you're looking for. So you want to make sure that you're not just setting resolutions, that you're actually setting goals, and that those goals are SMART. Now, I want you to look at this new year as an opportunity to grow from the inside out. That means that not only are you just trying to crush these goals, but you're also becoming someone that is a better version of who you are right now. And that's an inside job. That doesn't happen from without, because we know that life happens and situations come and go, circumstances arise. There are things that we don't expect. There are things that just come at us, and we have to be ready. And the way we become best ready for these opportunities is by working from the inside out. And I want to share with you 3 things from a word that I want you to remember. And this word will also be an acronym to help you remember how to put this into practice. And that word is the word act. So this new year, I want you to act. And this is how you're going to act. The letter A is for accept. What are you accepting? Accept the challenges you need to face. Every goal that you want to crush has a challenge or challenges that come with it. If it doesn't have a challenge, then you're not going to grow. You're not going to develop. You're not going to become a better version of yourself. So you have to accept. You have to have an attitude, a posture. You have to know that these things are going to come, and you have to accept it. And this position, this posture allows you to have a good and a positive outlook and perspective as to how you're going to go about crushing this goal and going into this new year a better version of yourself. Because let's face it, guys, we don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again that is not giving us the results that we want. We want to do things that are giving us what we want, that are crushing those goals, that are helping us become more mentally healthy, physically healthy, spiritually healthy, and emotionally healthy. And the way we start that, we act by accepting the challenges that come with it. Now, the second letter is the letter C, and it stands for commit. So not only do you want to accept those challenges, but I want you to commit to the process needed for lasting change. There is something about resilience that develops and perks up inside of us when we commit to what's at hand. In other words, we have a goal, we have these action steps, we want to crush this goal, so we start focusing on these steps. And part of that happening in our favor is we commit to it. We say, there is no swaying from this. I'm committed to the process. I'm committed to accepting the challenges. I'm committed till the end because this is what I need in my life. So commitment is huge if you want to see a successful year. Now, I don't want you to think about pandemics. I don't want you to think about shutting down. I don't want you to think about any of those things, because life has a way of throwing things at us, as we said, and you're going to accept that. And now you're going to commit to crushing those goals, because in the process, you're becoming that person that God created you to become. You're becoming a better version of yourself. And that only happens when you commit to it, no matter what comes your way. So make a commitment today to do whatever it takes to become that better version of yourself. And the last letter is the letter T, and T stands for treat. Yes, not a cookie, although those are good, not a chocolate or a candy bar, but treat yourself with kindness and respect. Did you know that you cannot require or you cannot expect people to treat you the way you don't treat yourself? So if you treat yourself with kindness, people will not disrespect you. If you treat yourself with self-worth and self-respect, people will not cross you, because they see how you treat yourself. And there's a boundary that you establish, and that boundary is very visible, even though it's invisible. It's noted. People take note of it because you are treating yourself with dignity, with respect, with honor. You are valuing yourself. You are saying, I am worth this. I am committed to this. I am accepting this. Therefore, everyone around me needs to understand and recognize the boundaries that I have set for myself. That means there's no codependency. That means that you're having good thoughts. That means that you're pressing on. Now that doesn't mean that you're ignoring the world and the negativity and the things. No, it just means that it doesn't affect you the same way as it affects other people. Now, why is this all important? Because people tend to establish these resolutions every year and they just don't work. They don't last. Now, let me throw some stats at you just, to kind of support what I'm trying to say here. There were some statistics thrown at us as far as success and failure rates over the first 6 months of the year once the new year enters. And check this out. Look at these stats. Of those who make a New Year's resolution after 1 week, 75% are still successful in keeping it. After 2 weeks, the number drops to 71%. Okay, not too bad. After 1 month, it drops to 64%. And after 6 months, that means now we're in June now, 46% of people who make a resolution are still successful in keeping it. Okay, not too bad, almost half. But why is the number going down? In comparison of those people who have similar goals but do not set a resolution, only 4% are still successful after 6 months. Overall success failure rates, according to this study, which is in the Discovery Happy Habits, it shows that 41% of Americans who make New Year's resolutions by the end of the year, only 9% feel they are successful in keeping them. Now, and that's subjective. That means that they feel that they were successful, but if we look at metrics, if any, that number may even be lower. An earlier study in 2007 showed that 12% of people who set resolutions are successful, even though 52% of the participants were confident of success at the beginning. Reasons for failure. Now, this is key. In a 2014 study, 35% of participants who failed their resolutions said they had unrealistic goals. They were not SMART goals. 33% of participants who failed didn't keep track of their progress. No metrics. 23% forgot about their resolutions. About 1 in 10 people who failed said they made too many resolutions. That's just emotional, right? That's just like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to stop this, I want to stop that. They're all over the place, so there were too many. Now, these are the most popular resolutions. In 2020, one of the most popular New Year's resolutions is to eat healthier. In 2019, there's a survey that found that more than half of Americans wanted to be healthier. 59% wanted to exercise more, 54% say they would eat healthier, and 48% resolved to lose weight. So, what is all this saying? That the issue is that now this past year, 31% of participants in the survey plan on making resolutions for the upcoming year, while 19% are still undecided. The bottom line is, guys, these resolutions don't work for the most part. Now, the people that end up being successful in these resolutions, I'm pretty sure they converted their resolutions into goals, because the only way that you can have sustainability in something that you want to accomplish is you set a goal, and the goal forces you to aim somewhere. And as you're aiming somewhere, it also forces you to take those steps necessary to get there. And it starts with mindset. That's why this podcast focuses on mental health, because 99% of who you are is in your mind. Yes, you heard me right. You can search it. Neuroscientists can back this up. 99% of who we are is in our mind. That means that only 1% is our metaphysical self. So, in other words, if If our body is laying somewhere and our mind is not attached to that body, what good is our body? But once our mind is connected to that body, then now you have a body that functions. You have a body that can move, talk, look, listen, do all these things because the mind is sending all those signals through the brain and through the physical body. That's the way it works. Now, obviously, if the body's not working, the mind does not function the way it should, but it still functions. The mind is still there. The mind is still thinking. The mind is still processing. The mind still has its purpose. Now, but the opposite is the more conducive to our living because we need our mind in order for us to function properly. And so if our mind is not right, then it really doesn't matter what resolutions we have or goals. Nothing's going to happen because there's always going to be something that's holding us back. That's why I want you to act today. I want you to accept the challenges. I want you to commit to the process that's ahead. And I want you to treat yourself with kindness and respect. And that is going to be the key for you to be successful in this upcoming year. So don't forget, your mind is so important to your health overall. So take care of your mind. That's why this podcast is called Mind Yours. We want you to take ownership of your mental health, take ownership of your mindset, and think of things that are true, that are virtuous, that are good, things that will help you grow and become the better version of yourself this year. Your friends will thank you for it. Your relationships will thank you for it. You will thank you for it. Until our next episode, Happy New Year, and we will see you on the other side.
Thank you for tuning into our podcast. For more information, visit our website at juangarciaenterprises.com. Our host, Juan Garcia, is available for speaking, coaching, and one-on-one counseling. You can email us at info@juangarciaenterprises.com. Until next time, remember, we only have one mind, so mind yours.